Hello and welcome to the special preview of the Chronicles of War, which is a 4th edition supplement that was released in 1995 and is kind of regarded as a bit of a holy grail amongst 4th edition players to find a complete set with all the card buildings and the magic items contained within it. I was lucky enough to have the magic items contained within the 4th edition magic set, the battle magic set, just by chance, still on the card stock. And I didn't know what they were until someone had to tell me, actually these are from the Chronicles of War. And the Chronicles of War set I've never seen before, which is strange. Maybe I saw it advertised in White Dwarf back in the 90s, but I just didn't feel the need to purchase it as something to supplement my games and that kind of thing. As it turns out, it's a really interesting book. It's got obviously all the White Dwarf articles in it. So if you already have the White Dwarves, well, you can see these pages in the White Dwarves already. This supplement basically compiles everything in together into one book. And surprisingly, the book is about 142 pages in contents. And each page is lavishly detailed in high colour. The colours just, oozing out of those pages. And if anything, it's just a wonderful, as they say, coffee table book, or something that you can use as references. I like to use it to look at the battle reports for terrain and to see the miniatures on different angles. You can see the miniatures from the back rather than the front in a lot of cases, so you can check on paint schemes and that kind of thing. And it goes through some really interesting articles on tactics, and of course it brings out all the releases, and I think it's in chronological order from whenever they sort of set a starting point up until the point where it was released. So if anything, it's just a wonderful resource that you can draw upon and hopefully recreate some of the battles contained in it, which is another hobby in itself. I didn't want to show you every single page of the Chronicles of War. I think it's something that you should really acquire or try to find a second-hand copy somewhere. If you don't have it in your collection, I'd really strongly urge you get it, because it is a beautiful looking book and something I'm very proud to have in my collection. Now, A Chronicle of Blood is a game by Jeremy Vettock and Richard Halliwell, with the forces of the Dwarves led by Ungrim Ironfist against the dreaded Chaos. Now I'm thinking Chaos was released around about this time. The book seems to be focused heavily on Chaos, and you'll see the forces of Chaos pop up in many of an article during the Chronicles of War. So this battle I hope to recreate with my good buddy Nick here in Tokyo, as we both I have the Dwarves and he has the Chaos. He's collecting now and having painted, so hopefully we can get this on the table at some point and give the Dwarves a good fighting chance. Maybe. I don't think Jeremy had the best of luck in this battle report, but it's a really entertaining one. I really like this one as a standout. Now, this piece of artwork I think is still one of the best that Dave Gallagher has ever produced for Games Workshop. Maybe you disagree. Let me know in the comments, but I really enjoy looking at that the cover for the Empire book. And of course John Blanche and Wayne England and Mark Gibbons, of course, grace the pages of all the illustrations contained within the Chronicles of War. And if anything, it's like a historical book that it should be on your bookshelf. So again, if you don't have it, please go and get it, because I think it's just something that your 4th edition collection is not complete without it, I don't think. So here, Skarsnik and Gobbler are released at this time. The Orton Goblin book has been out for a while till this point, but it's good to see some of the characters and special units coming out for the Orton Goblins. Now, John Blanche, it should not be understated how incredible he was, and he still is, as an artist for Games Workshop, and the evocative battle scenes that John would illustrate really gave you the sense of an epic scale battle. And as the book goes on, the battles get bigger and bigger. So it looks like they're just pulling all the resources from all the cabinets of miniatures that are painted to this point, including Alan and Michael Perry's Empire Army and Mike McVeigh's Wood Elf Army. And I really feel sorry for the graphic designer or anybody who had to put these illustrations together, because yeah, that's quite a lot of icons and unit banners they had to make up for this battle report. But yeah, it's quite the spectacle. And not only Chaos, but Undead also get a few releases in this issue at this point in time within the 4th edition life cycle, with some Fiends and Heinrich Kemmler, of course, one of the iconic characters from the Undead. And yeah, not only battle reports, but you have Jervis Johnson talking about campaigns and how to run a campaign and some scenarios that he's run in the studio. So if anything, it's really nice to see that and maybe use and take some of the advice that Jervis gives to put in to implement into your own campaign systems. And I think what makes 4th edition really special is the Empire Army. There is no army more beautiful in all its, its heraldry and all the colours and that kind of thing. The Orton Goblins obviously get featured a lot, and it's lovely to see the Orton Goblins versus the Empire in a lot of these games actually. So it seems to be quite a favourite amongst the studio at this time. And there's nothing more impressive than seeing a large unit of cavalry charging in, whether it be Wolf Riders, whether it be the Reichsguard. An interesting note, there's a wizard hiding in the forest, and I think this happens a couple of times in both battle reports where they're skulking in the forests while the main battle is enraging beyond it. But yeah, some classic paint jobs here, I think from Paul Muller from the studio. And if you're like me, I would pore over these heavy metal pages and soak in all the techniques and scratch my head as to and wonder how they were doing that, how they were getting those effects on their miniatures. And again, the Chaos Dwarves, maybe they were here to be promoted. Maybe during this time, the Chaos Dwarves are coming out and being released as the White Dwarf Army book at that time, before it became an official printed publication. So yeah, look, I'm not going to give you the results or tell you more information about the battles themselves. I think you should go and check it out for yourself. Maybe you have it in a White Dwarf at home. Maybe you have the Chronicles of War, and lucky you if you do, because if you do have it, you've got one of the greatest publications, I think, that came out during 4th edition. Thanks very much for watching this video, guys. If anything, I hope it's inspired you to maybe recreate the battles contained within this Chronicles of War. If not, then just maybe as a painting guide, as just to read and enjoy the battle reports. Whatever you get out of this book, I hope you can pick it up at some point and have it in your collection. Thanks again for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.